Greetings, greetings, greetings. Good evening, good night, good day, good morning. Shout out to my late night workers. Man, I love you guys, man. Oh my God. I love you guys because I'm intertwined with that time, when everybody goes to sleep in my house, it is an enormous feeling. It's just a mode of ah. I actually watched a movie tonight. And what was it called? It was called oh man, this was a good movie. I actually looked up the actress. I do watch a lot of Lifetime movies, and I listen to a lot of music, especially R&B. Yeah, I'm big on that. I wish I could play the stuff that I listen to because, but there's this movie, and it was this actress. It was an older white woman. She was nice looking too. And the name of the movie was I'll tell you right now. The name of the movie was The Neighbors Are Watching. I really like this movie, man. I see, man. Oh man, I'm not gonna get into that, but when you have so many ideas and you just don't have the right people to work with, it is a very that's a real lonely space. It's very frustrating because you have the ideas, but you don't have the people. So I commend these individuals that get the perfect actors and actresses. I know they're trying to change it up, like, oh, they're gonna call women actors. No, actors and actresses, male and female. Um, but it was a good movie. It was like, listen, whenever I can watch a film, that means I'm relaxed, and it's good for the soul. Shout out to Valley. What up, Valley? And I don't watch movies often, so when I do, anybody that's around me is like, leave him alone because he's doing something. You know what I mean? I will take a nap though. I do fall asleep in the middle of a movie. I do that. Or any movie, any movie. I could be in the theater. I have to take a little, little sleep. And that's just how I just engage into relaxation. My ultimate level of relaxing is watching a film, whether in a theater, whether at home. So it really does feel good. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to no parents. What's going on? Salute. What's going on? So I watched this film, and I like Wikipedia and certain actors and actresses. There's this one older white woman. I said, "Why? You ever look at a white person and you're not sure if they white? And you're like, is she black?" And then she it was pretty cool because out of everybody in the film, they had her with a black man. And I think this woman's like that white woman. You know that woman from Jungle Fever that looks so white, but she was black. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Like she had attitude of a sister. You know, she was nosy in a way where like it was this cool little neighborhood. Like I would love to visit that neighborhood. It was a nice little cool neighborhood, and it's like this ex boyfriend or the brother was. The woman wanted to change her life for the better because she got into an abusive relationship. So she tried to go to this new town to start a new life, and her past followed her and caught up with her. But it ended good. It was a really good story. So check it out. It's nothing I would see in a theater. It's not theater status, but it's cool to watch home. And you know, that was a good feeling because earlier today, um, there was just so much of thoughts of thinking about people that and who's this and who's doing that. And it's very hard now to check on people because texting and technology cause us just to not even tell the truth. Yeah, what I basically mean is, how's everything going? Oh, things are great, no complaints. And that person got a shitload of stuff going on. Oh, yes, they do. Everybody does. Every adult does. Unless you're really, really young and it hasn't resonated that you're angry with the past or maybe the current situation. Some people are that young, maybe the current situation is a lie when they tell us, you know what I mean? Currently, maybe things are just really bad and they just can't talk about it, you know? And the reason why I brought this movie in because you start thinking of abuse and a woman had this, she shot and killed the dude and got off with it. They said a lot of these things are based on true stories, but I always believe if a woman does get abused from a man like that, she should put him in the dirt, literally. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, though. You know what I mean? I think you should tear him up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Trending with Shares. Shout out to Green Vegan. Goddamn. Yeah, I'm serious. Like abuse to me, man, is a no. That's just if I was working in the jail and she's like she came in here because the nigga was disrespectful, so she killed him. I'm like, oh well, fuck him. You know what I mean? I don't feel bad for that shit at all. You know, and but yeah, people right now, like today it was a good day, you know, but there's a lot of pain, man. Like we took my daughter to the pediatrician. She had a little cold and stuff like that. And I was looking at my doctor, her doctor. I'm like, yo, he looks like he's going through something. And he has to put this act on when he walks into the room with, you know, the patients and I remember his wife said she loves us when she loves watching. She see my daughter come up as an infant, so she's like, "Oh my God, I love her. I love the way she dresses." But you know, we be hooking her up. You know, we all stay cute. You know what I mean? Respectfully, nothing crazy. And she says she just travels. Like she just travel. Like people now, it's hard to get an escape. And I'm starting to really believe that there's so much of pain, even when people are living behind professions or money or materialistic items. You know, case in point, like I had to sell these wheels today because I sold one of my vans and I bought these expensive wheels and I didn't use them, which was stupid. But anyway, I got like 90% of my money back. And this guy came through, man. I'm hearing this accent, white dude, right? So I'm like, I said, yo, where you from? You know, he said Tennessee. He said he lives out here in Staten Island. I was like, what? I said, you got an accent though. He said, nah, I'm from Tennessee. I've been living out here for 8 years. I've been in the service. I'm saying, you don't thank you for your service. And we talking and kicking it. And it was so ironic, man, how a white boy's you know, I love all types of people, as y'all know. But the great thing about this dude here, he had a cool character, and I knew it. I said, something about this dude is cool. I picked that up good because I'm a people person. So fast forward, he was talking about, I mentioned something about, yo, what kind of bar you ever want to talk to somebody, always ask where they hang out. Cause then you'll see if they ask you to bring in for a beer. I don't drink beers, but hey, what the fuck, you know? I would if somebody like asked you, yo, man, come out for a beer. Always see where they hang out and see if they invite you. Very important. That's how you meet people. Like, yo, you know what is a good you ask, oh, what part of Staten Island you live in? Oh, yeah, what's a good place over there? And then they go start to get in the row. I do that with everybody, male and female. And he got into this conversation, you know what I'm saying? Yes, she's okay now. She had my daughter had this little cold. I forgot what it's called. It's something that they get from the ages 2 to 6. So he knew it was normal. Like he says, I'll crack the window, do whatever. Because you know, Halloween's coming up tomorrow and we got to do the thing. I don't even want to do it, but I want to do it, you know, only because of her. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't care about Halloween if it was just me, but thank God she's doing good. And you know, the minute we see something, we just run to the doctor always, you know what I'm saying? Um, Especially when we don't know certain things, you know, with the baby's life, you just don't want to, you know what I mean? Do the wrong thing. I'm not a fan of doctors, but what can I do? You know. So so boom. So the dude was like, thank you for asking, dog. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So the dude was real. This dude was cool, ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies. So check it, right? So He's like, man, I said, yeah, how about over there in the South Shore? He said, nah, man, I don't fuck with the South Shore. I don't like it over there. And I've been hearing this a lot from cool. So just to let you know, the North Shore people are relatively cooler, right? And the South Shore people are racist. This is the South Shore of Staten Island. So Staten Island has a very bad reputation. Um, a lot of racism. And you know a person's racist when they hate migrants. That's when you know when they start talking about, yeah, they come here and they rape the little kids. And when they start talking crazy shit like that, you know. So anyway, he let me know off the rip, and this is some crazy. You know what he said? He said, man, let me tell you something. I'm from the South. And the racism over there is worse than where I'm from. And he said, and I'm and listen, don't get he said, I'm not a redneck. I'm a white boy. It's a big difference. And I was like, yo, that's some deep shit. This dude was cool. I said, yo, this dude is cool as shit. So we kicking it. Already made the deal, you know what I'm saying? He bought the wheels and shit. So we bonded and we kicking it. And he's like, man, you should come out for a beer, man. Um, I said, what kind of crowd is there? Because I'm a black dude. That's what happened. I said, I like going to kind of like, I go to opposite crowds, like, white mix. He's like, yeah, yeah. And that's when we mentioned the South Shore. And I'm like, you know, he said, "Do you ever have?" I said, "No, I mean, listen, they don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna go to a bold white bar and I don't know nobody. You know what I mean? I gotta know one motherfucker in there, but you know, they can play all that shit they want to, but I will protect myself. That's all I'll tell you. But um, he's like, nah, man, because he said I'm the type of guy. If me and you are out, I'll be the one fighting for you. Like this dude, this dude was. I said, you know what? I think this dude fucks with sisters. I think he fucks with sisters. And sure enough, he said that. So we talked. He said, man, I said, yo, I said, cause I gotta be around the mix, man. I like to see me little non-black people. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, cause I like sisters. he said, he he said, cause yeah, I like the. I guess he was trusting me, and I'm like, oh, I gave him a pound. I was like, bro, you have no idea how I be trying to drill this into my union that I have. You know what I mean? I said, but you hang out with me, I'll get you a sister. That's for sure. So, you know what I mean? Because if we in a spot, me and this nigga together, forget it. But we bonded. It was just dope. And I'm like, yo, people need that. Now, I know some women. Now the dude is married. I know women like, oh, Nate, this is fucked up. You know, a man understands a man, and a male is he's in a whole fucking other planet. We don't even understand him. He's a piece of garbage. But if a man likes something and he's married, don't look at him as a dirty dog. Just look at him and say, that's some man shit. As a woman, that's some man shit. I'd rather not even think about it. Cause don't even analyze it. I get it, you don't. You know what I mean? I totally got it. I totally got it even when me and him was talking. You know what I'm saying? Because people are holding back, whether it's things they want to do and they don't know how to do it, or just a lot of shit that they dealing with, they don't know who to talk to. Just think of the human mind of a man like that maybe wanted to just click with a brother so he could meet a sister, but he just didn't know how to come to a brother. And maybe he was struggling with that shit for years. Who knows? But then you also have to think of the mode of what is it to be an adult? And what is it to be an adult to me, whether it's the dude I met today or anybody, there's some major pain in your life that you just can't get over. Now, understand, I know some people, "Well, I done got over this, I done got over that, I've been hurt, I've been this, I got." Now, if you remember it, you never got over it. You can't get over something you remember. You learn to live with it, but you don't ever get over it. Don't ever believe that. To get over something is when you totally just go blank of it. That's why they tell you forgive and forget. Because if you get over something, if you could forgive somebody, it's because you forgot it. And that's just it. You can't forgive somebody and you'll never forget the pain that they ensued. And you may accept forgiveness, but it's a conditional forgiveness because that pain has structured your life and shaped you. If you're a woman and you're not approachable, that usually comes from something that happened with a man. It could have been your father did some crazy shit, an uncle. I don't care if you were 5 years old. Say there's some reason why you're guarded. Maybe you had an ex-boyfriend or two that fucked you over. You know, nobody, there's not a human being walking this earth that has not dealt with a pain that they never forgot. If you never forgot it, you never got over it. It's like losing a family member or a parent or a child. And you look at people and say, how the fuck you still living, you know, with that type of pain? Because you learn to live with it. You never get over it. You never get over it. And that's what's happening with the world now. Racist people, for example, there's something that happened. When you put that much of effort or energy into disliking somebody or a race of people, there's something there. It's either you've been fucked over or maybe you just trying to cover it up. It's like the hatred. It's like if a white man hates a black man, like these days they're not going to openly say black people. They'll just put it on the migrants. They're not going to tell black people. No white boy wants to get the shit beat the fuck out of him. And I'm not saying most white boys is all white boys is pussies. Most of them are, but not most. I mean, not all, right? So they're not going to openly just come out there and say it and expect to survive without getting murdered or whatever, right? So if you look at somebody that puts in, like I know a friend of mine's now, and he constantly talks about because that's one thing about me. I don't give a fuck. I just don't care. And the more and more he says that is because he does. He does care. When I have customers that they'll tap into a little bit of the political. They'll try to like, yeah, we just want. It's just like these migrants. They're coming here and they're doing this. I'm like, I don't pay that shit no mind, like, because I don't analyze it because it's something that doesn't even cross my mind. You dig? So when something doesn't cross your mind, you don't think about it. You know what I mean? Like, if you forget something, like if you walk outside every day, like, man, these fucking migrants, dirty pieces of shit, Latin people, you got some serious problems because why are you analyzing that? Me, I don't analyze it at all. Because for one, being a black man, that's the furthest thing from my mind. You know what I mean? If anything, the black community is all fucked up in numerous ways. I don't even have time to think about that shit. If one migrant did some bullshit out here, I could show you 10 niggas that did some shit today. You know what I mean? So I don't think about that. And then, that brings me because earlier today there was these, my little hood talks of shit niggas that I know. So he talk about, yo, so and so rented this Rolls Royce. Remember I told you about that the other day? They rented this Rolls Royce for 2 days for $1,800 a day. I said, what? Yeah, they went to some concert and he wanted his boys to look good, so he rented a Rolls Royce Wraith. I'm like, my man blew almost $4,000 in 2 days on nothing. That comes from something. But I heard the dude had money because he got some big lawsuit. Niggas with lawsuits, they blow the money, but people blow money with lawsuits anyway. But the point is, what I'm making is, I look at it different. I start thinking like, what in the fuck would make you want to take money? These niggas is in their 30s and 40s. 40s would be exact. Late 40s. How the fuck y'all niggas is actually spending all this money to rent a damn used piece of shit Rolls Royce? Not even a new one. Just to look. I mean, there has to be something from maybe 20, 30 years ago when you dreamed of being the man in the hood and you just never could because you's a dirty, dusty nigga. And this was your time. That comes from something. That's why they tell you everything happens for a reason. We don't really understand what that means because we don't look into depth, but what would make you why would you really do that? That's pain. There's something he's seen and experienced and he never got over. And that was, I'm gonna do this shit whether it costs me my life savers, whatever, whatever. So when you see the average individual to say how you doing and how things are going, these days, no nobody's gonna really give it to you the realness. You just gotta just know that they're fucked up. Some people got one thing they never got over, and some people are dealing with 20, 30, 50. Some people are dealing with multiple things that just fuck them up at all parts of the day. Whether it's a loss, whether a man hurt them, whether it's a girl that hurt them, you know, that shit could do damage to your whole mental state. And you end up on, you know what I mean? Some medication. I have a neighbor of mine, and I think I told you about this. She used to be so drunk, I had to walk her to her door. You know, she recently told me that she got arrested and caught a DUI. So now she's in a treatment center, all types of shit. You know, that pain comes from something. You know where it came from for her personally? She told me two things. Number one, the loss of her mother, which even though it happened years ago, she never got over that because she never forgot it. You can't forget it. Some people, oh, I got over my mother. Yeah, no, you probably think you got over it. Maybe on a Richter scale of 1 to 10, maybe it hurt you, maybe at a 3, and maybe you just full of shit. Maybe you don't even know you're hurt. But I tell you one goddamn thing, there's something that's gonna break you down. It will. The one thing I've learned about life, the older you get, it gets tougher. It gets tougher, man. There's gonna be something that's gonna say, oh shit, Nate warned me about this day. And that's what's gonna shape you. You understand? You're gonna get shaped from that because as an individual, you are taught to let people know nothing bothers you because you don't want to give them a motor weakness because you're never supposed to show another individual weakness. Right. So you're not really even being honest when people are asking you, how are you really doing? But if you look around and see whether it's religion, you peep your head into a church, I don't care what nationality it is, what congregation, you know, with religion, you know, political stands, and all of those people are walking around with something that they didn't get over. And that's why they act out. If you think about it, it really makes sense. It's like when my daughter's tired, she becomes very destructive. She starts tearing shit up. And I'm like, hold on, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, she's tired. And now she doesn't want to cooperate. She'll start taking the toilet paper and run that shit all around. Like, she'll fuck shit up. She will, just because. And that means she's tired. So her pain is trying to fight the tired. Now she's a toddler. Now with an adult, now you got to think about not only what pain did they deal with emotionally, as far as an adult, what pain did they carry from a child into adulthood? Kids are vulnerable, so kids kids see and been through shit that they could never talk about and go to their grave with. Just imagine you as a toddler were victimized and you had to keep that a secret into an adult. Do you know what kind of individual you're gonna be if you never talked about that? Like that could you could that could really fuck you up. So it's almost a waste of time to really talk to people without getting them comfortable to talk to you. Can you write that down? I just dropped the bar there. It's really hard to get people to just talk when they should just be talking to you. Once people can feel comfortable to get in a role, I promise you, watch the pain ensue. I'm telling you, everybody. There's not a there's not a walking individual that's not walking out here with some severe pain. Some pain didn't even happen yet. They're just thinking about it. But I tell you right now, if you in your 20s, 30s, 40s, the older you are, the more you understand what I'm talking about. Amen. The older you are, the more you understand what I'm talking about. Truly yours said my recent. Oh God. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Truly yours said my mother recently passed. I always like to say departure. I think the DIED word is such a harsh word. Um, transition, all the above. My mother recently transitioned. I feel like I hold this hurt forever. You'll learn to live with it. That's the goal. You want to learn to live with it. You understand? Because you you're not going to forget that. You're not going to forget. Not only you're not going to forget your mother, you're not going to forget the action that happened. If a person didn't know their parent, never cared about knowing their parent, even that pain of not caring to know their parent, and something happens to their parent, that shit's gonna fuck with them. They could play all that tough, yo, I didn't even give a fuck when my parent died because it didn't even bother because I barely knew them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sounds all tough and they're tough and rough and nothing bothers them. Those are the ones you gotta watch. The ones that talk shit that nothing bothers them. Okay? Because it does. That's why they talk about it. See, if you forgot it, you forgot it. If somebody came to me and said, hey man, and it has happened. Hey man, you hurt me, man, when I was a kid, man. When we was in high school or middle school, you guys did some bully shit or said some fucked up shit to me. Number one, I know I said it because I know I used to do that as a kid. I was really bad with my mouth and I could really make somebody feel really fucking awful. So, number one, I know that had to be true because I know that's my character then, right? But then I may have forgotten them. So it never bothered me because you know what I mean? I don't know. I never thought of it. But if that person reminds me and it sounds like something I've did, it'll fuck with me. Cause now it fucked with them. So it'll fuck with me. You know what I mean? That's how I connect. And now I bothered because they remembered something that I did that was cruel, and now it's on my radar. You dig? So that's just something somebody reminded I didn't know all these years, but they just brought it to my attention. It wasn't on my radar. If you think about somebody every day or every week or once in a while, and it's connected to a loss or disloyalty or pain, that means you're still holding on to that. Yeah, yeah, the wound probably healed, but the wound, you understand? The scar is still there. Write that down. The wound may have healed, but the scar is still there. Even if it faded away a little bit, you still, well, that's where I got shot at. My father used to show me that for years. Man, I got shot. I still got the bullet in me. He showed me that for years. Yeah, he learned to live with it. He never forgot it. And he clearly didn't get over that. So we praise ourselves of how strong we are, but human nature has proven that to be false. Yeah, strength wise, you learn to live with it. So, truly yours, for example, you lost your mom, which is terrible. The worst pain you could ever feel in this world is to lose a parent. Somebody may beg to differ because they haven't lost a significant person yet. And either you're going to see that in life or you may be the one to leave and hurt somebody else. So one way or another, you're going to experience it because you're either going to leave the earth before and leave numerous people hurt, or you live a long life and then there's going to be several people that, oh fuck, this life shit is no joke. And that's what shapes you. So there's no great advice. Nobody knows how to give advice of dealing with a loss. But I will tell you, you don't want to be happy and you don't want to be hurt forever. But if you remember it and that part is person of your memories and you're not suffering amnesia, it's going to affect you. No matter which way you cut, you can't run from that. So what you do is you learn to live with it. You do. You learn to live with it. I am telling you now, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, a loss of a parent. I would not. On a bright note, spiritually, and I know there's some people out here that have issues with that. That's fine. I don't. Spiritually, the spirit never leaves this earth. Spirit is in you. You know what I mean? So your mom's spirit is inside of you, and that's how you're talking. You're able to connect with me because of your mother's spirit. And I'm pretty sure you have seen all types of wild things in dreams and stuff. You will for the rest of your life. Every now and then, your mother's going to be able to talk to you in ways that you can't even express it to another human being because they're going to think you crazy. You know, shout out to NBA City. You will. And for anybody in life, again, that did not experience a significant loss, the one that you will never forget as long as you live loss, then you may be leaving the earth and somebody's going to feel that impression from you. It could be the person in the ambulance. It could be anybody. Because in order to be shaped in life as an individual, it's all determined on who you lose. You know, the worst thing about life is loss, right? The worst thing of losing a parent, a child, a best friend, a sibling, anybody that's close to you. Some of y'all have lost siblings that you wasn't close to. Some of y'all lost siblings that you hated, but that's still pain. No matter which way you cut it, you didn't fuck with them. That was pain all along when they were here. Now they're gone. I don't care. It's all pain, 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 pain. See, so nobody ever gets over the past. No one. If you met a woman, this is a woman I know. Me and her's pretty cool, but I know for a fact, number one, she's been hurt before, and I hurt her. I didn't intentionally hurt her, but we didn't have we wasn't able to go forward with the relationship on a personal level. We wasn't, and I know deep inside that fucks with her because I feel it. See, when you're connected to human nature, you actually know without knowing. Number one, I know her, and number two, if I didn't know her, I would know a total stranger has dealt with something, especially as they get older. So when we are amongst adults, you can generally speak to people. Hey, how you doing? How's everything, man? Things are great, man. Life, no complaints. That's no such thing. No such thing. There's no such thing. There's no, there's no such. Life's great, no complaints. I woke up this morning. Yeah, that's just a blow off. That's basically like, yo, just get the fuck out of my face. Uh, Everything is great. I don't want to talk about it. But then again, on the flip side, you don't want to sit there and be telling everybody all your misery, right? Okay, cool. But you don't even have to. If a human being is breathing, they dealt with pain, and there's some pain they'll never get over. Never. Never. But if they allow it to heal, that's why they say heal. Then you learn to live with it. See, healing doesn't necessarily mean you forget. Healing is learning to live with it. It's not going to be excruciating as it was when it first happened. That's all the healing is. If you broke your hip, you broke your hip and you take 4 or 5 months to whatever time it takes. Yeah, you rehabilitate, you healed, but at the end of the day, that shit could be broken again because it's been broken before, right? Even more subject to breaking again. And the body doesn't forget that because the scars are still there. For whether it's the doctor records or not, the scar is still there. So that's never forgotten. That pain is never forgotten, right? Um, Trulio says, my dreams are crazy. I told you. I'm going to tell you right now. Anybody that doesn't believe in spirits is because they had an experience. They just don't, they just trying to play tough. Everybody dreams. A dream is a spirit. The deepest way a spirit can speak to you is when you make the left right turn and you don't even know you just avoided a damn tragedy. You don't even know that. See, there's so many levels of spirits that people expect the spirit to be there when you want it to be there. You know how they tell you, God may not, he may not be there when you want him, but he's always on time. So that's the same way. So if we just expecting to have quick responses, no, it doesn't go like that. You will get the answer, and in most cases, you probably got the answer, didn't even know that the letter was in the mail. So I say all this to say it gives us a better way to understand the mindset of the rich, of the poor, of the working class. It gives us a better mindset to understand. Hmm. It's like a person that has a $20 million house and cars up the wazoo, shitload of money. I promise you, there's some pain that they're suffering. That's why they purchased all that shit. Nobody connects all these extreme expensive things with pain. And that is a blatant way of pain. If you meet a woman as a man and you pay attention and just ask questions. And this woman you met has a brand new Range Rover. She got a condo. She got this, got that, high fashion clothes. She's making this and that in the figure. If you look at all her purchases, all you got to do is say to yourself, what would make a person want to buy this? Now, they'll tell you, I just like nice things. Why? You know what I mean? Why? Why do you like nice things? Now, that still doesn't make sense, right, to you, right? Right. It does make sense because there's pain in there. That's why they're doing that. When you purchase things, look at the show Hoarder. They were purchasing, purchasing, purchasing. Now it became a big mountain. 20, 40, 50 years later, they're in the house. You see pictures when a person look good. They let themselves go. They've been depressed. They got stuff in it that's been in the house for 40 years. And you're like, how did you get to this? Well, they kept purchasing shit and thinking that it was gonna take care of the pain. And next thing you know, you got a hoarding situation. It happens. That is just the norm. The green vegan, which I knew, I went. She said my mom passed in 2010. I talk to her every day. I just act like her. I celebrate her. You have to, because to learn to live with a wound, you want the wound to heal. And when it heals, it turns into a scar. But how do I go through the life every day with this scar? Well, I have to embrace it. I can't hide it, right? You have to talk. You have talk when y'all in the house, talk to your parent out loud. The same way you would talk to them if they was in a same way if a baby was in an incubator or somebody was sitting in a hospital with machines attached to them. They tell you to talk to them. They can hear you. And that's the spirit. You talk the body will throw you the spirit hears everything you're saying, especially when you're talking out loud. So 2010, she knows. Ask her right now how rough that's been. Okay? I could tell you right now, 2010 is 2024. Are you kidding me? Do you know the things that she has done, good or bad, that had to connect with that mother's loss? Me and we Green Vegan, we know each other through here. We don't actually know each other like, hey, I know her for 10, 15 years, but I'll tell you this much. I wasn't in her life in 2010, but I'll tell you one thing for sure. I told you there was some pain there, and she just confirmed it. So just imagine dealing with this woman and giving her the bullshit. The bullshit now is going to be connected to that. It may make her go crazy. Do you understand? Because when somebody didn't get over something, they don't forget it. To not forget, when you don't forget, you're not over it. To forget is to be over it. The end. So she's dating, she's out here, she's moving around, jobs, whatever, whether it's a new boss, new coworkers. Believe me when I tell you, the guarded heart, the guarded mode of her lifestyle, her mindset is all connected to that loss. If you see her, God forbid, walking out, in Hollywood, down Hollywood Avenue and or Melrose, and she's talking to herself, God forbid, that's still connected to something. When you see a dope fiend, whether you see a dope fiend on one side of the street to the pretty girl driving a new body Range Rover, that's pain. You look at the person with the Range Rover, oh, they're doing good. They don't got to worry in their life. Well, so why do they buy a damn $200,000 truck for? You know what I mean? Why? It's superficial. What did it make him feel like? Is it worth that money paying that $3,000 a month lease note every month? You know what I mean? You gotta think of that layout. Nobody that because you can mask that easier. Two things you could hide pain with is anger and material. Never forget that. Anger and material, you could mask pain. Okay. You could mask because anger, nobody's gonna relate that to pain, but it is. Well, Nate, could you mask pain with a smile? I mean, if you try, that that's usually the weakest way to do it because everybody's doing that when they tell you, how's everything going? Things are good, man. No complaints. Life is good, no problem. You just talked about your three shithole brothers to a family member, but you told this person everything is good. How your brother doing? Oh, they doing good. This one's living over here. Meanwhile, they're three pieces of shit. But then again, people feel, who's gonna want to hear my story? Green Vegan says, hey, I lost my mother since 2010. What man cares? He may have lost somebody, but I tell you right now, he probably cries more than you. You'll never know it. He'll mask his pain with anger. Women need to be accountable. I could care less. One thing about me, I'm ruthless. I don't give a fuck what people think. Yeah, that's pain. That's all pain. Pain to drive you into weird places, man. You understand? So we say, what is the What is the ingredient, Nate? What is the answer? What is the resolution? You know, how do we deal with this walk? I'm gonna tell you how to deal with this walk. Just be a good observer and think about when you start seeing everybody on social media, friends and family, celebrities, all that shit is all bullshit. Trust me. It's all a mask. It's all a mask. Believe me when I tell you, some of the things I've learned with when you don't get over things, you do anything to try to get over it. You dig? So instead of learning how to live with it, accepting the fact that, okay, this shit is detrimental. It fucked me up. It's going to be tough. How do I cope? Some people cope through alcohol. Some people cope through drugs. Some people cope through sex. And there's a lot of negative ways that one of us have done one way or another, right? Nah. Some of y'all have porn addictions. That's porn addiction is pain. Alcoholism is pain because you want to forget. Why do people drink? To forget, right? Ask anybody that drinks. Ask a crackhead. Why do they smoke? Man, it makes me get in another world. Euphoria, all of that. Why do people go to the gym? To release them endorphins. But what happens when it fades away? That's the hard part. What happens when it fades away? You got women out here that's sleeping with 4 or 5 niggas at once. And a nigga just be like, oh, she just a dirty hoe. She loves sex. Well, why? That's not normal. Why is she doing that? You got to think about that. If she never experienced no motor pain, she wouldn't be doing that. That's a fact. That's just coming from something. That's not normal. When you see porn stars sitting on casting couches, ready to suck dick and be the biggest porn star, yes, from a viewer perspective, man, damn, that's nice. She's a freak. She wild. That's the type. No, something's wrong with her. Anybody in the porno industry, especially a woman, is suffering. That's pain. A man is suffering to do that. To get on camera and allow somebody to tape him and while he's having an orgy, you got to think about that. It's all pain because there's certain things that we do to get over the things that we can't forget. There's certain things that we do that we can't get over the things that we can't forget. It's just it. Look, shopping, therapy, instead of healing, the pain hurts, makes you stronger. Right. Hey, there's some things I love shopping. Okay. I love shopping. I like having my little things to buy. It works. I have multiple cars. I don't need nothing but one car, but I have these automobiles and they are connected to obviously, right? They're connected to spiritual modes. And I mean it in the spirit, sentimental value. So there's pain connected to that. There's certain vehicles that I have that I had loved ones in, and I'll never get rid of it. Sounds crazy, right? But it's real. It works. The scar is still there, but it help it the wound. It helps me deal with the scar better than when it was an open wound. It gives me a mode of love, not real love per se. You know what I mean? But it's comforting. It's comforting. I went to vote yesterday, and I did my early voting, and man, it was all these women. I've never in my life. Let me tell y'all something. Shout out to all them sisters, all of them women of all ages, man. All of these. I walked into this huge place here in Staten Island. to do my voting because my sister and mother did it. So I said, let me go down there. And I felt like I felt like a king. I felt like a king. There was so many women of a motive, attentive. I don't know what impression I gave in there when I walked into that room. That's something they gotta say. But I can tell you everybody was showing love in there, man. And I had this feeling as I left, right? There was this one sister, fine sister too. She was like, have a good night. I didn't even know she was talking to me. I thought she was just generally talking. I guess she worked with the committee. And I'm like, "Oh, you have a good night too." And then I played the little role, like, yeah, I had one of the pens, like the voting pen. I said, this pen yours?" She said, "No, no, you could use it for like a little thing on your phone or stylus." And you know what I'm saying? Nice. And I just was like, well, I made an excuse to come back here with the pen. She started laughing. But the point of what I'm making, what I felt in there, I felt a lot of my sisters just are single. I felt this mode of me as an individual by myself. I felt this amazing yet comforting spirit, but also concerning that these women just want to connect. I mean, me, I talk to everybody. I'm in there and the older senior woman, how you doing? How you doing, sir? How you doing, brother? It was just, I don't know. Maybe it's because I was voting. I don't know. I'm in there with my work clothes. I don't know but what I will tell you, I said, man, brothers gotta step their game up. That's what I felt. I felt that. I kid you not. I felt this so much. I had a hard time sharing it. But again, spiritually, I felt the connection of the disconnect. The same disconnect I feel in the streets, same disconnect I feel in social media, to YouTube. Here, I feel that I have something special here with regards to the school. But in that voting room, it felt like there was an absentee of men, and brothers, man. This election, man, I am so disappointed in the majority of black men, black males. I don't want to do the typical thing and allow my pain for the dislike of them to administer to I'm cutting everybody off. That doesn't work. It just makes things worse. But what was concerning to see all them black sisters and a handful. When I tell you there had to be around 40, 50 sisters in there, women of color, black, white, couple white women, but black, Hispanic, but like four brothers, maybe three, in that whole place, man. Because the black man now is coming there with this mindset where he's on the failure side. It's to the point where I don't know where this nigga's coming from, but I can tell you what I felt. And whatever I was giving off, they felt. So again, I don't know exactly what that was, but I know how good it felt, but also how concerning it was. And I got into my truck, man. I was like, damn, like, man, we are fucked up out here. Like, it's like I could have been in there and just started talking the way I'm doing right now, and everybody would have just been glued. Like they needed that. Who do people talk to now when you see the state of this world is pain from left and right? Diddy getting kicking women's asses, niggas is going to jail. They giving niggas the rap niggas the crown, the key to the city, and they getting caught up in murder charges. It's just all fucked up every day. And seeing that pain travels. Amen. Pain travels. And you have to learn how to not only expect that, but also realize that people are really suffering out here, man. So I want to ask you in your heart, and I know it's going to be hard because there's so many people that you don't even want to pray for. Like, man, fuck that nigga. Like, go get hit by a train or go get shot from a cop in the head. But you also got to say, man, like, they probably never got over what they had to deal with. They never got over the past when they got hurt. And that's why people act out. That's why they say what won't make you, what will break you, either make you or break you, right? So if you either going to win or you're going to lose. So you lose is when you fall victim to it, right? And you win when you learn how to live with the scar. So you got the wound that'll keep you down. You got the scar that will still give you a mode of life to move around. It's like walking around with a limp. Hey, I'm still walking. I'm still getting around. I may have a little limp in my walk, but I still could. You know what I mean? You got to look at it like that. So we all have to really put these prayers, man, in one another. And the same way how y'all two young ladies talk to your mother. If you lost a loved one, talk to them. You know what I mean? Talk out loud, pray out loud. When you in the shower, pray out loud. Because I'm going to tell you something. When y'all get through them pearly gates, if you're fortunate, you're going to wish you was able to do what I told you to do when your body was here on this earth. I promise you that. So believe me, your preparation is the prayer because when it's your time, your spirit's going to have to do the job because the body's not going to be here no more. So your spirit's going to have to intertwine with these individuals and all this pain going through all your loved ones. Or you want to get the role of an angel. But all this disconnect right now requires faith. And we can't put faith into man because man's down. Man is down. You understand? Man is down. Thank you, Terrence. Appreciate that. Man is down. You know, I said some evil things to people. I've hurt a lot of people in my past, physically, mentally, and mostly men, you know what I mean? And a lot of it had to do with my pain, the disruption. I have a dislike for the black male. I do. I have a strong dislike. I don't want to say hatred because I'm rolling now. I have a strong dislike for that black male. Always on the loser side, always fucking up the community. When the black woman needs the support, he wants to go the other way. You know, you're on a seesaw with him. He jumps off of the seesaw, causes you to fucking get hurt. You know, he. I I have a deep rooted dislike for black males because of the pain that they ensue every day. I don't care if he's doing dumb shit, buying renting Rolls Royces for 2 days to shooting up and killing people. That's my issue. I don't pay attention to fucking migrant crisis and stupid shit like that. You know, it's these individuals. Then they got the white male, that white racist bastard, man. He ain't really telling you the real truth of his pain because a lot of his pain got to do with the fact he want to be with a black man. He want a black man to fuck him, but he hate him so much. So he puts him down because he probably want to be with one. I believe that too. My point is to all this is I'm aware of my pain and I'm aware of why I feel the way I do. And I'm aware why these individuals are suffering. I'm aware of why they're putting out such a negative zone, whether it's stealing, robbing, jumping on a different side of the fence. I realize why niggas is reckless. Robbing old ladies, pushing people in the subway. That's all mental. No matter which way you caught it, it's all in that fucking brain. And we do, we do have to pray. Trust me when I tell you, prayer changes things. I'm living proof. I know I'm giving you a testimony because I'm living it. It does. Even today, when I met that gentleman that bought my rims from me and we talked, and I said, man, God, you're amazing. Like, you may not be there when I want you, right when I say it, but you're always on time. You have no idea how much of the Holy Spirit that was when I met that individual today. Just God reminding me not everybody's a racist. You know what I mean? Not everybody's suffering with pain. There's no doubt about that. But we all need to interact. When I hugged the brother, it was a hug like, yo, man, nice to meet you, man. And it felt good. This is all after the sale. Well, he gave me my bread, and I helped the wheels to the car. I helped him with the wheels of the car. It just felt good for a change. And that's why every day I ask God, just show me a sign of what you want me to do. Because sometimes it gets rough. Sometimes I just want to give up on these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm in these white areas or I'm in the black areas, and one way or another, I'm in a racist neighborhood or I'm in that nigga neighborhood. And the males annoy me. They do. But men I embrace. And I pray to you, my ladies and gentlemen here, to really, really give me the strength, as I've been asking you since 2019. And yes, you have been giving me. I'm a living testimony. Give me the strength to go through this crusade and this journey with strength. Because I don't want to quit. Give me the strength to know that every human being is suffering. And they don't have to confirm it. They don't have to tell you. In most cases, they don't even know what they're suffering with. A person could have a back pain. A person could have a, a person could have a herpes on their butt. A person could have uh, hemorrhoids. You don't know. A pain. A pain can make you very disgruntled. Hunger pain can make you. When I'm hungry, I'm a bitch. Morning time, I'm not a morning person. I'm an evening person, as you can see. So these are all the strengths that I'm aware, and I just want God to give me this ability to give prayer to my people. God, I pray to give the strength to my wonderful, wonderful supporters, the people that shape this class, even with their pain, even with the things that they are suffering with, God. I ask you to give them the strength. Give them the strength because they have hope and they're giving up on hope, God, to know that things are really going to get better. Now, it doesn't mean it'll be fantastic, but it'll get better so they know that that wound will eventually become a scar. They may not forget it. They may not get over it because they won't forget it, but they'll learn to live with it And once they learn to live with it, they'll be able to feel the way I do, God. Please give the strength. And I don't even believe I'm asking you this, God, but I have to. Give the strength to the black male. Help him see the right way for his family, his community, his people. God, give these individuals with all this hatred in their heart. This is the United States of America. We're not going to be here forever. There's enough room in this world for everybody. Allow people to spread love because the hatred's starting to go a little too far. It's starting to get overwhelming, God. And I'm aware that every human being is dealing with painful things from the past or even present. Some people's past is their present. Allow to take away and diminish the materialistic mask that people hide behind, whether it's purchases or, you know, plastic surgery or allow the world to see that that's not happiness. Give the strength to the people for us to create love to one another because we understand each other. Give them the ability to see what I see. Give them that ability. And I pray for every individual here that is suffering with something they just can't seem to get over. No matter how much they try to forget it, no matter how much they try to let it go, no matter how much they try to put it in the past, it affects them today. Allow them to grow from that rather than to die from that and turn their wounds into healed scars. And I say scars, God, so they could remind themselves that a scar is the reminder so they don't forget. Because if they keep having the healing, they're not going to forget as it is. But at least if they have a scar, they can embrace the mode of not forgetting rather than being a victim to having something they can't forget. A scar, God. Please give my people the ability to see that this healing process works. It does. You have used me as proof. And I allow you, God, to brace all my peoples with the mode of this beautiful world before it's too late. Embrace this beautiful gift that you have given us. And please stop allowing men to dictate what happiness is when we can't. How does a person enjoy the simple things in life if they're telling you, well, to be a billionaire is happy? That can make the common person painful more than pain. I pray for all my people, God, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I do. And this is why I thank you, God, for giving me the ability to have a roof over my head, food on the table, uh, money to be able to apply food for my family, for myself to eat properly and eat good and be in good health. I thank you, God, and I ask you to protect my family, my friends, my enemies. Protect them. Protect the ones that are suffering, God. Give me the strength to not be so harsh, but yet so effective. I ask you in the name of Jesus, God, too. I don't put faith in man, God, and you know that. I put faith in you. To put faith is God, God is love, love is God. I put faith in you. And I want the individuals that don't believe to start believing. You don't have to go to church to embrace this. You don't have to give tithes to embrace this. You just have to believe. I want them to talk to you, God. Give them the ability to talk to their loved ones because the spirits are here. The spirit is here forever. Whether they lost a mother, whether they lost a father, whether they lost a sibling, a husband, a wife, a spouse, whatever they have, allow them to speak loud to the Holy Spirit. Because you don't speak to us directly, God. You speak to us through your children. You speak to us through your children, God. And I know that. So if you speak to us through your children, imagine what the Spirit is doing. Because if you speak to us through your children, then the Spirit speaks to us through your children. Because you are a spirit. You're a Holy Spirit. I ask you to give my people the strength and protect them because they're having a hard time out here. People don't trust anybody. They don't know who to talk to. They don't want to take a chance and talking to somebody, telling them their whole life, only for them to throw it back in their face. God, give them the strength. And I pray to God that everybody listens to what I'm telling you and talk to Him. If you don't want to talk to your parent in the spirit, talk to Him out loud, in the shower, in the bathtub, in the bathroom, in the car. Turn the radio down and talk to Him out loud. Please, God, don't worry. Don't stop letting them worry about who's watching them. Who cares who's watching them? People are afraid to talk to you, God, because they don't want to look crazy. God, I'm a living testimony. I talk to you every day. And you sent that man today safely, made a honest transaction, and you spoke to him. You spoke through him, and you calmed me down. I said, God, you're amazing. You got all those angels out there, and you just always do this. You always catch me when I'm least expected. Thank you. I thank you for a prosperous day, a great day, a fantastic crusade in this life, even through thick and thin. I ask you, God, to give the people the strength. They don't know how to talk to you. And I want them to understand that right now, I'm talking to them and you're talking to me. And you're talking to them through me right now. Amen. God bless everybody. Y'all have a wonderful night. I so appreciate you all. I love you all. And as I tell you, don't give up. I'm telling you, don't give up. Trust me when I tell you I'm living it. I'm living it. Things are rough, but boy, let me tell you, I got the scars to prove it. I got the scars to prove it. And I never forget. I never forget. Sometimes not forgetting is a good thing. It's a daily reminder. Oh, don't do that. And God, God back. I have my temptation, God. Yes, but you just keep protecting me, God. I want to thank you, God, for protecting me, shielding me from all of my. Let's just say, you know what I'm talking about. All of my temptations, you have been shielding me. That devil sits there and he tests me. You just keep shielding me because you know what? God, rejection is your protection. I love you all. Y'all stay safe out there. And thank y'all again for supporting me. Such an amazing movement. Please allow us to grow and let this thing go far. Let me know what you want me to do, God, and I'll do it. God bless you all. You have a good night. Peace.